Sorry, folks. The game has started. Looks like they usually go on. They usually flood after the warm-up, but not this morning, I guess. No one told me, so we're underway. Welcome inside the Chief Young Eagle Recreation Center. It's the Vitos versus the Thunderbirds here on High Button Sports. As you just missed the first minute there, but we're underway now. As the Thunderbirds played here yesterday as well, they lost the Western Rebels 7-3. St. John played yesterday themselves. They beat the Valley Wildcats over in Windsor. As puck down in the corner. It's going to be cycled in deep. Here's Wilson. Wilson plays it up top. It's going off a skate out of the zone. As Shanks back to retrieve it. Shanks, so he played over. St. John looking to escape out of their own end. That's going to be covered up by the Vitos goaltender. So face-off will be inside the St. John zone. Nicholson in for the draw. That's going to be shot on goal, and they score. Right off the face-off, Moncton gets the first one. Looks like Matthews got the last touch on that. And the Thunderbirds strike first here in LC Pugtug. Right off the draw, Matthews gets the goal for Moncton. And just like that, it's a 1-0 score about 2 minutes into the first period. Battle on the wall. St. John looking to respond, and watch out there. That nearly took off the head of the assistant coach there in the Moncton bench. So exactly 2 minutes in. That's going to be dropped in front of the St. John bench. Puck hits the ice. Battle ensues. Matthews and Pearson looking for it. That's going to come free at the blue line. They'll chip it down the ice. No icing is the signal, or yes it is. They will blow it down. So 1-0 Moncton here early in LC Pugtug. Starting in net for Moncton is Blake Gallant, number 31. Cohen Boudreau started yesterday for them. That's going to be one back. Livingstone finds Arbo. Arbo's shot will be blocked off his shin pad. Puck bouncing near the top of the zone. Comes free for Cooling. He'll play over to Livingstone. Livingstone back looking for Cooling. That's going to be off his stick. There's another chance. It's a shot from Livingstone. We blocked in front by Blay. There's a pass down low that will hit his skate and go in the corner. So that's going to escape the zone. Back to retrieve it is Jake Arbo, who'll take a look before making a play. Has the puck behind his net. Up ahead, looking for Greeley. That's going to be poked up ahead as Learmouth back to retrieve it from Moncton. It's going to be forced into the corner. Thunderbirds looking to clear. Comes free. Moncton gets possession in their own zone. Saucer pass will hit a body as Lance looking to dig it loose, but Cormier gets there first. They'll feed over to Arbo. He gets taken down. That's going to be played towards the opposite corner. Centering pass up top. Price shot will trickle through. Is loose in front. That's going to be whistled down. Lance took a puck up high there. He's a little slow to get up. Looks like the medical staff will remain on the bench. Lance slowly making his way to the bench. He got that shot up high from Price, looking to snipe one into the top shelf. So they'll drop the puck in front of the St. John bench once again. As Degla in for the draw. It's going to be one back by Fortin. DDD finds Steves. Steves will chip it off the glass. That's going to come free on the wall. There's a centering pass. Chamberlain shot. Rebound. Kept out. Couple big stops from the St. John goaltender. That's going to be whistled down. Net came off, it looks like. So a great start here for the Thunderbirds. They had a great start yesterday as well, but they got into some penalty trouble in the second period. Kind of took the wind out of their sails as they had multiple leads over the Rebels, but ended up giving up 4 straight goals in the second period. As here comes O'Toole. O'Toole will lose his footing, drops it off for Wilson. Wilson's shot blocked. As St. John looking to clear, as O'Toole had his shot blocked. It's going to be kept in for a moment off the shin pad of Whitaker. Centering pass will go wide as the net comes off on the other side. Five seconds past the 4-minute mark. 1-0 for Moncton here in a cold Sunday morning in Rishi-Bukto. Battle of New Brunswick here in the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League. These two teams will play in a best-of-7 series to determine the champion of New Brunswick after the regular season is over. As here's Shanks, will intercept it at center ice. Gets past McNaughton. Shanks still has the puck. There's a lot of shot go up high past the left side. That will get past Gallant and go wide of the net. That's going to be sent in towards the goal. Moncton with a chance to clear. That'll make its way to neutral ice. Shanks will corral it. Shanks up for Pearson. Pearson backhand off the glass as O'Shea finds it. It's going to be picked up and sent up ahead for McNaughton. He'll send it in deep. As a chance, as the short side shot will go wide as Mazaral sailed that over the net. That's DD pass will be played out of the zone. Here's Blais. Blais will go off the glass. That's going to bounce its way to the Vitos blue line. Sent up ahead by McQuaid. That's going to come free. Here's Shanks. Shanks will enter the zone to the middle. Shanks pass to the dot. Here's a shot from Pearson, kept out by Gallant. Nice stop there. Here's O'Shea looking to clear. Puck bouncing. Up ahead, McNaughton finds it. He'll send it in deep. It's going to be played to the corner. DD pass. Sent off the boards. Kept in by Zwenfeld. Let his shot go low. It's going to be deflected in the corner. As Zwenfeld will hold into the zone. DD pass. Played up the wall. Kept in once again by Moncton, but quickly intercepted by Cooling. The Thunderbirds have it behind their own net. Zwenfeld takes the pass. Stretch up for Cousins. That will hop over his stick. Comes free for Arbo. Arbo will circle back. Plays it over. Dagla will send it up the wall. And that's going to make its way down the ice. And that will freeze play on the icing call. St. John can't change. They'll drop the puck. Blocker side of the goaltender. That is Samuel Malia, number 30, in net for St. John. That's going to be a shot from the point, kept out by Malia. I wasn't sure if he had it or not. He had to double take behind him, but he was able to squeeze the puck for the whistle. Cooling in for the draw. That's Greeling, rather. Puck is dropped. Scrum draw. Comes free. O'Connor will play to the line. Here's a shot from Zwenfeld looking for the tip on goal in front as Cousins was right there in the blue paint but couldn't whack it home. Battle ensues in the corner. Play to the line. Here's a shot from Price. Will just sail past the net on the glove side. Moncton holds the zone. That's going to be played back and that will go out of play once again. So the coaches getting a lot of scares here early on. A lot of pucks being thrown into the benches. 6.5 minutes have gone in the first. Moncton scored an early one around the 2-minute mark. It's open the scoring. Puck is dropped. There's Wenfeld, play to the middle. As Matthews, backhander will be blocked. Matthews has the only goal in this game so far. He'll play to the line. There's a shot from Wenfeld that will go off a stick and up and out of play. A lot of whistles in the last few minutes. Bit of a slower pace to start things off, but intensity will only ramp up as these two New Brunswick rivals go head-to-head here in Richiboucteau. Dagla against Nicholson for the face-off. Puck one back. There's a pass for Steve. Shot low, will go wide of the net. St. John looking to clear. As Dagla can't get it by Steves, the blue line, as Steves gets hit on the boards by Wilson. Puck comes free. There's a chance at the top of the circle as Matthews looking for a second. Couldn't pull the trigger. Here comes O'Toole the other way. O'Toole is centered in front. That's going to go off the stick and into the corner. Another chance will be off the pad of Gallant this time. He keeps it out. Here's Cameron Wilson behind the net. Drops it off for O'Toole. O'Toole looking to center it, but nobody was there in the slot to pick it up. As that will just escape the zone. Cormier plays it out the wall. Steves finds it. It's going to be a penalty on the play. Tripping's the call from the referee. It'll go against Nicholson and the Thunderbirds. So a chance for this Vitos power play. And one of the best power plays in the league. When you got Cooling and Livingstone out there, the two top scorers in U16 AAA, alongside Pearson, Cormier. Cormier, point per game defenseman in this league, number 14. So lots of offense on this man advantage for St. John. That's going to be one back by Moncton. Vitos have it, play to the line. Here's Cooling. Cooling finds Cormier, back to Cooling. He'll walk across. Here's a pass for Livingstone. Livingstone fumbles it there, but gets it back. Up top, Cormier will walk it and shoot one on, scores! The red-hot Vitos power play strikes again. Cormier from the blue line ties the game on the man advantage. It's 1-1. Shot through the screen, made its way past Gallant. You can't take penalties against this Vitos power play. They are going to burn you, and they did just that. So we're all square here in LC Pug Tug. To not take long for that power play to strike, as there's a chance other way. Here's Martin Carroll. Slap shot will be sticked away by Malia. Rebound sent on goal, but covered up. Malia freezes play. Just past the 8-minute mark of the first period. It's 1-1 at the Chief Young Eagle Recreation Center. Puck is dropped. And there's a penalty coming up. This time it will go against St. John. So you want to talk about a good power play. Moncton is not bad themselves. They got Mazaral and Theriault out there dishing it to each other. They'll look to regain the lead for Moncton. McNaughton, Lance, and Blais out there as well. Puck is dropped. One back by St. John that looked to clear as Blais will hold the line. Comes free out the wall. There's a centering pass. McNaughton looking for it. It's going to come free. Mazzarella gets taken down trying to shoot on goal. Gets the puck on net, but that's easily going to be covered up by Malia. 13 seconds have gone in the power play. Puck is one ahead by the Vitos, kept in by Theriault. He'll play to the corner. St. John looking to clear. That's going to be kept in by McNaughton. McNaughton will make his way to the half wall. Play up top for Theriault. Theriault over to Blais. Blais will make his way to the middle. Pass down low. Finds Mazaral. Mazaral will play to the blue line. Walks his way down the wall. Mazaral looking for an option. Up top here's Blais. Blais over cross looking for Theriault, but couldn't get it in his wheelhouse. Zali played up ahead. Here comes Pearson, shorthanded. That might be a breakaway. Pearson drops it off. Here's Greeley. Back for Pearson. Sent just wide out the deflection. Good look there on the shorthanded odd man rushes. Here comes Mazahad the other way from Moncton. Mazahad takes the pass, will play it in deep. That's going to be sent around the wall, looking for Lance. 53 seconds to go in the power play. That's going to be sent down, and that will be whistled as net came off once again. A little bit of trouble keeping the net in their moorings this morning. .49 seconds remaining in the Vitos penalty. They'll drop the puck and neutral ice. Puck dropped, one back. Price will retrieve it from behind his own net. Approaching the halfway mark of the first. It's 1-1. Cross ice pass will be sticked into the zone by Zwenfeld. He'll give chase. Vitos win the battle. They play it up through neutral ice as Wilson gets taken down, trying to clear. That'll be backhanded in deep as Wilson hits Price. As I mentioned before, these two teams, the only two teams from New Brunswick in this league, so you know that they want to get the win here as Price, with a seeing eye shot from the blue line, just stays out. 10 seconds to go in the power play. That's going to be cleared down by Wilson, and that should do it. So we are now halfway through the first. We're back to 5-on-5. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play this morning so far. So here's Lear move, drops it off for Steves. Steves will send it in deep. That's going to make its way on net and covered up by Malia for the whistle. Nicholson in for the draw against Dagla. Puck hits the ice. That's going to be played to the line. Sent into a cross ice corner by Steves. O'Toole gets it. And that will be kept in by Peters. That's going to come free the other way for Dagla. Dagla on his backhand towards the net, looking to center it. That will go wide. As Cormier will cycle it in deep. That's going to be kept in the corner. Played down low. Cutler has the puck as he finds O'Toole behind the net. He gets tangled up as it's going to come free. It's sticked away by Gallant. Another battle on the near side corner. There's O'Toole with a few moves in the slot. It's going to be picked off. McNaughton has it, sent up ahead. Cormier will intercept it and send it right back in deep. There's Steves up for Nicholson. He'll backhand up the boards inside the Vitos zone. DD pass. Sent up for Dagla with O'Toole. 2-on-2. Dagla takes it wide, looking to go through the slot, but off the stick of Matthews on the back check. Sent up ahead. Here comes Moncton. Backhand pass across, looking for Nicholson. And will off his glove. Moncton's offside. They can't touch the puck. Here comes Shanks. Shanks enters the zone but takes a spill at the blue line. Here's O'Toole. O'Toole's shot will be deflected in the corner. Here's Dagla. Dagla up top looking for O'Toole. It's going to be chipped off the wall. O'Toole will center it through the middle, picked up by Chamberlain. Puck comes free to the top of the circle. Moncton will chip it off the boards. Perfect chip as that's not enough for icing. That's going to be a hit on the forecheck. That will free up the puck for a moment. Sent up ahead. Here's Cooling. Puck comes free in the slot. They're trying to send it down. That's going to be cleared. Off the bench is Zwenfeld. Will collect it. Zwenfeld. Up for Martin Carroll. He'll chip it in the zone. Out to play it is Malia. Leave it behind his net for Arbo. Arbo up the wall. Finds Cooling. Cooling will lose the puck. Comes free for Chamberlain. Chamberlain up top. Comes free up top. Zwenfeld will lose the puck. And that's going to be sent back in deep by Price. That will be whistled down. .7:12 remaining in the opening frame. Greeley will take the face off the icing. against Martin Carroll. Oh, that's Fontaine rather. Puck is dropped. There's a shot from Cooling fanned on. Gets another chance. Cooling's shot will be stopped by Boudreau as he was at the top of his paint to cut down the angle. Another face-off to the blocker side. Moncton will make a few changes, but no, it's refused by the referee. So we'll keep the same out there. Chamberlain in for the draw. Puck hits the ice. One back by Moncton. Played it up the boards. Fontaine chips it ahead. Chamberlain takes the pass. Here's Will Chamberlain. It's a nice move, but hit off the puck. Comes free. Fontaine's shot will go into the glove of Malia. That will stop play. Moncton can now change. Out comes Mazaral and Theriault. And Lance back out there. Good to see. He took a shot up high near his face, but he's back on the ice. Both top lines out there. Puck is dropped. Here's a pass to the point. Price plays it down low. Theriault looking over for Lance. That will make its way in the corner. Sent in deep. There's a pass in front. They score! Mazaral to Theriault from behind the net. Moncton regains the lead. What a pass from number 9 in white. He finds his running mate Theriault in front of the net. 2-1 is their score. Those two are automatic for Moncton. Mazaral to Theriault once again. Sound like a broken record, but that is the way that the Moncton Thunderbirds play the game. That's going to be dropped at center ice. 2-1 is your score. Steves. DD pass over to Price. That's going to come free off the stick. Theriault will try and dump it in deep off a shin pad. Comes free for Lance. Lance will push it ahead towards the goal. Picked off. It's going to be played back behind the net. Arbo looking to clear. It's going to be chipped off the boards. Peters back to retrieve it. Peters will rim it around the wall. Comes loose for Theriault up ahead. Looking for Mazaral off a stick. Theriault gets it back. As Cormier have a chance to clear. Comes free for Belia. As that will be sent in deep by the Vitos. Peters looking to retrieve it. Battle ensues along the wall. Comes free. Here's Alexandre Mazaral over to Kobe Theriault. Makes a move towards the goal as he gets hit off the puck. And that's going to be a penalty on the play. Head contact is a signal. An offensive foul for Moncton as Theriault was trying to drive the net, got his hands up a little high on the defender, and that will be a penalty. So 2 minutes for Theriault. Out comes this Vitos power play once again. As they'll send out Whitaker, McQuaid, Wilson, Dagla, and O'Toole. So their second unit out there this time. That's going to be one back, but Whitaker, or McQuaid rather, couldn't handle it, so forced to play it back in his own zone. Here comes McQuaid, number 8 for the St. John, as they'll get the red line and send it in deep. Put it in around the wall. Wilson finds it. There's Cameron Wilson, the top of the zone. He'll play to the half wall. Up top, here's McQuaid over for Dagla. Pass over to Wilson. Wilson shot low, will be off a stick and wide. McQuaid corrals it on the opposite wall. He finds Dagla up top. Back over for McQuaid. McQuaid will walk it and shoot one, looking for the rebound. Is that going to go in? Yes, it did. Wilson with the goal. Lost side of the puck, but it did find the back of the net, so the Vitos score again on the power play. 2 for 2. You can't take penalties. I said it before. You can't take penalties against St. John. They're more than likely to score. Both units very effective on the power plays. Wilson finds it back to the net. Rebound came loose off the point shot. So 2-2 is your score. Similar story to yesterday's game. That's going to be played back to the corner. Moncton looking to respond. Battle ensues behind the net, comes free. Vitos have it. As Greeley gets hit off the puck for a moment, collides with the linesman. That's going to be another penalty. It's going to go against Moncton once again, interference, and here comes the Vitos power play once again. Cooling, Balia, Livingstone, Cormier, and Pearson are out there for St. John. Fontaine loses the draw. Livingstone will play it in deep, finds Pearson. Trying to play it back down low. That's going to be intercepted for a moment. Pearson gets it back, shovels it to the goal line for Livingstone. Here is Tripp. Livingstone leads the lead in points. So does number 22, Case and Cooling, as those two have connected a lot of times as well for St. John. This here's Cormier. Cormier had the first goal for the Vitos in the power play as that pass we played to the line, but Livingstone unable to corral it, so forced back to his own zone. Here it comes Tripp. Livingstone takes it wide, makes a move, puts the brakes on, has the puck on the half wall. Livingstone plays to the middle, has a lane, shot blocked, so that will come free, neutral ice. Here's Cormier, he'll play it back behind his own net. Cormier through the middle. That'll be sent in deep by O'Toole. Vitos are offside, so they can't go get the puck, so that'll be played into the equipment of Cormier, and that will stop play. 57 seconds to go in the Vitos power play. It's 2-2 here at LC Pug Tug. Watching the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League High Button Sports Battle of New Brunswick. So drop the puck right in front of the Vitos bench. And neutral ice. Dagla in for the draw against Chamberlain. That's going to be one back. McQuaid will start the rush from behind his own net in the power play. 50 seconds to go in the man advantage. Pass at the wall looking for Dagla to be out of his reach. No icing as the signal. Stees have a chance to clear. That'll be kept in for a moment. Peters will try and dump it out of the zone, but it ends up out of play. Once again, another whistle. Chamberlain in for the face-off against Dagla. Puck hits the ice. Comes free. Here's a chance in front. Kept out. Rebound. Stopped as well. Gallant with a few saves in tight. As here is Whitaker. Whitaker at the top of the zone will drop it off of the line. Nearly turned over. As that will make its way to the wall. Whitaker has it again on the blue line. Whitaker walks the line. Plays it over for Dagla. Dagla shot through the screen. That's going to be kept out. Rebound will be kept in at the clearing attempt. Here is Wilson, and he'll get poke checked off the puck. Dagla back to retrieve it. That's going to do it for the power play. Is nearly a breakaway the other way for Chamberlain, but Cameron Wilson gets back in time. Here's Wilson. So loses footing. Here comes Whitaker. Whitaker trying to drive it to the corner. Comes free behind the net. Whitaker. Backhand pass towards the slot will be unsuccessful. And that comes off once again. So it's all twos on the board. 2-2's your score. 2:22 remaining. That came off its moorings once again. So Vitos now 2 for 3 on the power play. Both their goals in the man advantage so far this morning. Cutler, Greeley, Ahern, Arbo, and Godin out there for St. John, while the Theriault and Mazarin line returns to the ice for Moncton. It's going to be one back. Here's a chance for Theriault to clear as it's 5-on-5, so that will be an icing. Not sure if they knew that or not. Another face-off inside Moncton zone. Greeley against Mazaral. Puck dropped. One back, here's Blay. Blay will rim it around the wall. Looking for Lance, finds him. Alley poked up ahead. Vitos get possession in their own zone. Played back, here's Arbo. Arbo will look to clear as O'Shea sends it back in deep, but he's on the wrong side of the blue line, so Moncton forced to tag up. Vitos looking to break out, and they will. Here comes Greeley. Greeley takes it wide in the corner. We'll cycle it up the boards. As Cutler sends it back in deep. Puck comes free. As Mazaral takes over, he has the puck behind his own net. Will cycle up the wall. It's going to be kept in. There's a shot fanned on. Comes free in the slot, blocked. Another chance. Here's Greeley. Sends it over the net. 1.5 to go in the period. There's another pass in front. Will be blocked. There's a chance on the blue line. Godin gets his shot blocked by Blais. As that's going to be cleared into the Moncton bench. Once again, watch out. James Sanford and co. Low glass here in LC Puck Talk. Pretty small rink as opposed to what these teams are used to playing on. So 80 seconds remaining in the first. Top line out there for the Vitos. Livingstone and Cooling hit the ice. One back. Here's Shanks. Shanks shot from the point looking for the tip in front was Cooling, but he couldn't get a stick on it. As that sifter shot from the blue line we've seen a lot in this league. There's a chance the way Cousins looking to get loose. Trying to make a play from his knees, but he loses his footing. Can't make the play. That's going to be played off the side of the net. Comes free. Cooling will take over. He'll go up the wall. That will get past Zwenfeld at the blue line. Forced to send it back in deep. Inside the final 60 seconds of the period. As Learmouth will play to the line. Zwenfeld shot. Rebound. Kept out. Referee prematurely blew the whistle. Good look there from Moncton, but referee lost side of the puck, so he blew it down. Moncton will make changes in the offensive end. Matthews, McNaughton, and Nicholson will head out there. Vitos keep the same five on the ice. Puck is dropped, one back to the point out of the reach. Foot race for the puck. Livingstone looking to get there first. He will. Livingstone has the puck, loses his footing. Centering pass will be off a stick in front of Zwenfeld. Chance for Nicholson. But Zwenfeld will get it and send it in deep. 25 seconds remaining in the period. Comes free in the corner. Off the side of the net goes that shot. Nicholson cycles it. Gets it back. Center on the wall comes free from Matthews as he loses the puck. Here's Livingstone. Saucer over cross. Finds Cooling. Cooling will enter the zone. It's going to be chipped in, and that's going to do it for the opening 20 minutes. So 2-2 is your score after the first 20. You're watching the Battle of New Brunswick, the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League here on High Mountain Sports. Zamboni will hit the ice. We'll be back after the break. 2 after the opening 20 minutes. This is going to be a recap of the scoring. Cameron Wilson with the most recent goal, but it was Eric Matthews who opened the scoring off a pass from Travis Nicholson. Noah Cormier from the blue line on the power play made it 1-1. Livingstone and Cooling picked up assists on that marker to add to their league lead in points. They're both at 54 now. And speaking of dynamic duos, Kobe Telhio and Alexandre Mazarad connected to make it 2-1. And then, as I just mentioned, Cameron Wilson, another power play goal for the Vitos from Sutter McQuaid, made it 2-2. That's your scoring so far. Shots were 14-10 for Moncton at the first period. Alexis Fontaine will take the opening face-off against Alexandre Daigle. Puck is dropped and we are underway for the second period. Some fresh ice out there finally, as that's going to be a quick horn to start things off, as they couldn't start the time on the clock here in the rink. I had 7 seconds gone, but we'll see if they just completely reset it. Take a chance to look at the league standings. So the Vitos currently 1 point behind second place, 2 points behind first, so a chance to climb back to the top of the win. Highlanders are playing the Kings later on, so they have a chance to take sole possession as well. Just 3 games on the docket in the U16 AAA League today, as they're still trying to figure out the clock. So this game, of course, and then the Jets play the Valley as well. So the Vitos can pass the Armada in the standings and tie the Dukes, as we'll shave off 10 seconds and we are back here. So a lot on the line for St. John this game. It's currently 2-2. While the Thunderbirds on the other side are sitting in last place, but a chance to climb the standings with a few points. They've been playing some good hockey. They had a really good game yesterday, but they cannot stay out of the box, and it's burned them this morning as well, as they gave up 2 power play goals. As here comes Daigle. Daigle will make his way to the corner as he enters the zone. Trying to get by the defender as he drops it off for O'Toole. Battle ensues along the boards. Comes free, O'Shea. Moncton looking to clear as Cormier will find it and try and dump it back in. Deep comes free for Chamberlain. Chamberlain will make a move towards a slot. Glove down by Malia. Zofri's play. 55 seconds into the second. St. John will send their top line out for the defensive zone face-off. Moncton will counter with Learmouth O'Connor. That's going to be one back to the point. Price will play it in deep. As Cousins out there as well for Moncton, number 21. That's going to be played to the line. Cooling can't clear the zones. Wenfeld holds it in. Livingstone played to center. DD pass finds Wenfeld in his backhand. He'll go off the glass. That will be sent in deep, and that is going to be icing. So we'll drop the puck 200 feet the other way. So the Thunderbirds have a chance to tie the Wildcats in the standings. Wildcats play the Jets. I'm pretty sure that game has already started, if not soon. So we could see some movement at the top and the bottom of the standings after this morning's games. That's going to be sent over across off the boards, picked up. McQuaid has the puck. Here's Sutter McQuaid. He'll get the line and send it in deep. Back to Richard is Price for Moncton. He'll go around the wall, kept in by Cooling as he deflected the DD pass. Comes to the line as Greeley will send it back in deep. Here's Case and Cooling. Over to Trip Livingstone. Livingstone will back in one towards the slot. Here's a pass in front. Greeley just sends it over the net as he backhanded trying to go shelf. He was all alone in front, had more time than he thought. Shot scores! Sutter McQuaid gives the Vitos the lead. Their first lead of the morning. Another shot from the blue line makes its way through. McQuaid gets the goal. Vitos have their first 5-on-5 goal of this game and their first lead as well. So they'll drop the puck at center. Here's Godin. Godin will take it wide. Pass towards the net and they score again. Two quick ones. Talon Pearson off the great feed in front. Vitos with goals 10 seconds apart. And they now have a 2-goal lead here in the second. Nice job on the net drive there to find Pearson. So we're ready to go here at center ice. Two very quick goals from St. John consecutively. 10 seconds apart. There's another chance steered away by Boudreau. Or that was Gallant, rather. My apologies. The goaltender, Blake Gallant. Played him behind the net. There's Pearson. He just made it 4-2. Sent in for Cutler. Cutler trying to get by the defense. We'll try and wrap it through. Cutler's shot will go wide of the net. Comes free at the line for Arbo. He'll send it in deep looking for Belia. That'll miss everybody. Sent in down low. As Nicholson will take over, he'll chip it off the glass and that will hit the netting and go out of play. So 4-2 is your score. Vitos, two quick ones to start off the second period. Sutter McQuaid and Talon Pearson, number 8 and 7. With goals number 3 and 4 for St. John today. Dagla will take the face-off against Mazahal inside the Moncton zone. Vitos get possession at the draw. Battle ensues behind the net. Dagla looking for it. Gets 10 up with Lance. Centering pass finds Theriot. He'll look to extend it the other way. There's top line back out there for Moncton. They need a goal here soon to get back in this game. They don't want to let it get away from them like it did yesterday. As here is Wilson. Up ahead finds Dagla. It's going off a skate. Comes free. Blais gets it back. Laid over. Gets the return feed. Blais up for Alexandre Mazaral. He hesitates and eventually he'll send it in deep. 16.5 to go in the second. Moncton looking to hold his own. Shot will be blocked. It will trickle its way through. Lance finds in the corner. Lance looking to center. It's going to be intercepted in front. Here comes St. John. Wilson has the puck. He has a goal in this game. Wilson's shot will go wide past the glove side. Comes free on the near side wall. Kept in by Whitaker. That's going to be played to the middle. Picked off by the Vitos. O'Toole looking for Wilson. Mazaral finds the puck in the corner. Alexandre Mazaral will throw it up the wall for Lance. Lance takes a hit at the blue line. Comes free. Dagla has the puck for the Vitos. Alexandre Dagla will enter the zone on the right side. Will make a move. Gets blown up by Lance. Rebound off the post. What a hit that was on Dagla from Lance. Puck comes free in the slot. Theriot will take it over. As you can hear the ovation from the Moncton bench, that might be what they need to get themselves back in this game momentum-wise, as McQuaid will take over. As the battle in New Brunswick heating up here in LC Puck Tug. Pass up ahead. Here comes Shanks. He'll get the blue line, send it in deep. He played on the wall. Battle ensues. Kept in by McQuaid. Comes free in the corner. Here is Livingstone. Trip Livingstone. Has the puck up top. Makes a few moves. Fakes the draw pass. Takes it in deep. Livingstone behind the net looking to center it for Dagla. That'll be intercepted. Past the Mills. A cooling one-timer sent over the net. As Dagla regains possession. Drops it for Cooling. Cooling met with pressure at the blue line. Makes the play back inside the zone. Play towards the line. Puck is bouncing. Up for Fortin. Fortin will backhand one in deep. Back to shoot is McQuaid. McQuaid up the wall. As Martin Kale can't collect it cleanly. Chance the other way. Here, the shot from Livingstone at the pad. Rebound. As Greeley came looking for the second opportunity, but that's going to be cleared away. That'll make its way into neutral ice. Shanks will backpedal back into his own zone. Pass to the middle will be off the stick of Greeley. As Chamberlain finds it on his own blue line. Will Chamberlain will play it through the middle for Fortin. It's going to be sent in deep. No icing. Shanks back to retrieve it. He'll go backhand, trying to get out of the zone. Kept in by a good forward check by Moncton. Here's Chamberlain. Played out top for Zwenfeld. Net comes off, so that will stop play. That's been a theme in this game. Unless that's going to be a penalty. As Fortin gets a roughing call. Didn't see the arm go up at any point. So both sides get a penalty, so that's why. So offsetting penalties. Shanks and Fortin both get one. It'll remain 5-on-5. Learmouth in for the draw. He'll oppose Ahern. Puck hits the ice. One back. Here's Tennyson Godin. He'll play it up the wall. Attempt to clear. Kept in. Vitos get it again. Looking to spring a man the other way. That was Cutler. That's going to be played into the zone. Vitos have it down low. Cycle up the wall. So trying to create some offense here. As there's a hit on Steves. Peters have a chance to clear. He'll slap it off the boards. That'll be out of the reach of O'Connor. That will be icing on the play. 13-13 to go in the second. 4-2 is your score. It was 2-2 heading into the frame. Vito scored two quick ones at the start of the period. Two power play goals this morning for St. John. Their power play continues to click at a high rate. Puck hits the ice. One back to the line. There's Arbo. Arbo will try and play it to the middle. Sent back up for Godin. Godin's shot from the point will be steered away. Moncton has it. Chance to clear. Sent off the glass as O'Connor looking to beat out the icing, but unable to do so. So that will be another icing call against the Thunderbirds. They're a tied group out there now. Vitos make some changes. Just past the 7-minute mark of the second. Degla in for the face-off against Learmouth. Puck one back to the line. Wilson has it. Wilson over to Whitaker. He'll get stripped to the puck. Wilson regains possession. Plays it over. Finds Whitaker. Whitaker's slap shot will make its way towards the creases. That will bounce its way to the corner. Wilson plays up top. Here's Cormier. Cormier over to Whitaker. Whitaker's shot will be blocked on its way through. That's going to come free and be sent down the ice. Cormier against Cousins for the loose puck. Cousins will retreat to the bench as Moncton caught in a few changes there earlier on, or a few icings I should say. They were able to change, so now they can. As O'Toole will take the pass from Whitaker. It's going to be sent on goal on the dump in. Steer to the corner. Here's Peters. Peters finds Nicholson. That will hit a body on the clearing attempt. Matthews will try and steer out of the zone. Degla will take over. His pass towards the goal will make its way to the corner. Battle behind the net. As the hit on the boards comes free. Here is Wilson. Cameron Wilson will cycle it around the wall. Up free is Whitaker. Sent in deep. A hit on the boards once again on the near side. As Steves collects it, Steves will put the brakes on, trying to get by the forecheck of Wilson. As he'll throw it off the wall. Comes free in the Vito's end. Picked up by Whitaker. There's Sam Whitaker. Will cycle it for Degla. Degla trying to get by the forecheck, as that's going to be played to the slot. That's a good stick in the defensive end. Here comes Wilson. Wilson makes a move. Trying to get by Matthews as he enters the zone. 2-on-2 on the wall as Wilson takes a penalty. Hooking is the signal. You can call that interference, hooking, slashing, whatever you want, but either way, Wilson out of the box. Out comes the Moncton power play. Theriault and Mazaral will hit the ice for the Thunderbirds. They sure could use a goal here to get back within reach. McNaughton, Blais, and Lance out there as well. Mazaral against Greeley for the draw. Puck hits the ice, scrum face-off. Still free in the circle. They're trying to find a winner, and that will be sent down by Talon Pearson. Gallant out to play it. Use it for Blais. Elliot Blais up for Covey. Theriault takes it wide on the right side as he'll get knocked off the puck. Mazaral finds it on the wall. Sent back in deep for Theriault. Covey. Theriault has the puck up top. Drops it for Mazaral. Mazaral plays it back towards the wall. Makes a move. Mazaral towards the goal. On the backhand, centering pass. Rebound kept out. Another chance. McNaughton will collect it out of the corner. McNaughton over to Theriault. He'll play it off his skate. That's going to be kept in by Blais at the line. Makes his way to the corner. Chance to clear as that will get past Blais and down the ice. Boudreau out to play it. Comes free. Here's Mazaral trying to go wide. Puts the brakes on. Mazaral will try and cycle it. Picked off. Kept in by Blais. Blais puts it down low. Here's McNaughton. 45 seconds to go on the power play. McNaughton back up top for Blais. Blais over to Mazaral. Mazaral looking for an option as his head up with the puck. Mazaral back up top for Blais. Blais will walk it and shoot one on through the screen. Blocked. Rebound towards the net. It's going to be cleared away. Another good look there. As soon as Mazaral takes the shot, eventually shoots it slow, and he scores! Alexandre Mazaral on the power play. It's 4-3, a one-goal game. Number 9 in white through the 5-hole. Gets it to go for Moncton. First power play goal of the morning for the Thunderbirds. It's a one-goal game here in LC Puck Tug as it's just past the halfway mark of regulation. There's Wenfeld. Plays it behind the net. Sent up ahead. Here's Fortin. Fortin will get the blue line, send it in deep. Chance to clear for Arbo. Kept in. Good forecheckers. A pass towards the slot. Sticked away. Here comes Trip Livingstone for St. John. Makes a move. Shot will just go wide. Looking to respond for the Vitos right away. It's going to be played in behind the net. Wenfeld lays the body. It's going to be a penalty on the play. Delayed call. Referee took a second to put his arm up. Head contact, the signal. So another chance for this Vitos power play. Wenfeld out of the box. Some more penalty trouble for the Thunderbirds. Vitos are 2 for 3 this morning so far on the man advantage. Let's see what they can do here on their fourth chance. Livingstone will stay out there. We'll take the draw against Cousins. Puck hits the ice, one back. There's Case and Cooling. Cooling over to Cormier, back for Cooling. Cooling back up top for Cormier. Cormier play to the half wall. Here is Livingstone. Livingstone switches spots with Cormier. Gets the pass. Cormier shot kept out. As Blake Gallant at the top of his crease makes the save. Some great puck movement up top from the Vitos. Switching spots up top, trying to confuse the defenders. Made for an open lane for Cormier. 20 seconds have gone in the power play. Same 5 will stay out there for St. John. Cooling will take the draw. Puck hits the ice. Livingstone takes the pass. Over across. Here's Cooling up top. Cormier. Back for Livingstone. Puck bouncing on him. Able to corral it. Trip Livingstone will saucer to the goal line. Gets the return feed up top. Livingstone fakes the slap shot, plays it over. It's a one-timer from Cooling. That's going to be kept out by Blake Gallant. Cooling regains possession at the top of the zone, plays it over for Cormier. Cormier falls down, but able to make the play deep into the zone. Puck behind the net. Here is O'Toole, up for Cooling. Cooling will let a shot go. Cormier scores! That's 2 for Cormier on the power play. Vitos strike again on the man advantage. Make that 3 for 4 this morning. It's pretty much a guarantee when those 5 players hit the ice. Noah Cormier double dips here in LC Pugtug. 5-3 is your score. Vitos regain their 2-goal lead. So the special teams a big factor in this matchup. Here's McQuaid. Up for O'Toole, makes a move. O'Toole will put the brakes on. As there's a hit in the corner. Puck will come free. Steves has the puck. Battling with Cutler. Played it in the wall. Here's Degla. Degla trying to wrap it through. Finds it. Shot will go wide past the blocker side. Whitaker takes over up top. Whitaker plays it over on the half wall. St. John's still setting up as if they're on a power play, but it is 5-on-5. Had to double check. It is 5-on-5. Steves will try and clear. It's going to be intercepted by McQuaid as Mazarad gives him a hit. Thunderbirds have it. Lance looking for the puck. It's going to come free. Mazarad takes over. Mazarad puts the brakes on, looking to delay. He'll cycle it for Lance. Lance over, looking for Peters. Peters will take the slap shot and softly send it in deep. There's a chance down low. Theriot looking to center it. Fans on it. Gets hit in the wall by Whitaker. 2-on-2 develops out of the corner. There's a pass in front. Mazarad will try and center it. Sent down deep for Theriot. Back for Mazarad. Alexandre Mazarad up top. Steves one-timer through the screen. Rebound kept out. Malia with the pad as that puck came loose on the back door. Big stop from the Vitos goaltender. It's still 5-3. There's a chance either way. Vitos will enter the zone. Hit on the corner. Gets the attention of the Vitos bench. Here comes Steves. Steves will backhand it up for Nicholson. Right up ahead. Whitaker will take over. Whitaker will go wide right. Shot off the pad looking for the rebound as secondary opportunity cleared away. Battle on the boards inside the final 6 minutes of the second. Comes free in front. O'Toole's shot will be off the pad with Blake Gallant, and that's going to be cleared down the ice for an icing call. (5-3) is your score. Vitos are 75% on the power play this morning. 3 of their goals have came with a man advantage. Puck hits the ice. Comes free in the dot. Poked up ahead, and McNaughton finds it. McNaughton will chip it in the wall. Malia out to play it. Lose it for Arbo. Sent up the boards. That will come free at the blue line. Nicholson will chip it back towards the St. John's zone as O'Hearn will take over and play it in deep. Blais battling with Wilson for possession. Wilson wins it. Has the puck. Trying to cycle it out of the reach of O'Hearn. Battle on the wall. That will come free for a moment, but will be pinned once again to the boards. Moncton with a chance to get the puck out of their zone. And that's going to be turned over. Shot will not make its way through. Puck in the corner once again. As they battle, here's Wilson. Wilson gets tangled up with Nicholson. Wilson played up top. Arbo collects the pass. Back for Wilson in the half wall. Wilson finds it in his feet. 4.5 to go in the second. Here's a pass across looking for Godin that will hop over his stick. Vitos regain possession. Here's a shot from distance, kept out. As Gallant was screened, not sure if he saw that come through, but he made the save. Here comes Moncton. McNaughton will try and make the play up ahead for O'Toole. That's going to be out of his reach, and that will be icing. With 4:11 to go in the second frame. Moncton versus St. John here on High Button Sports, U16 AAA action. Vitos looking to inch closer back into first place. They were the top dogs for most of the year. Had a bit of a fall off, but are still in the mix to finish first. That's going to be one back. Matthews will try and clear. Play to the wall. Shanks pinching through. Can't keep it in. There's a chance the other way. Here comes Matthews, but good back check from Pearson prevents a possible breakaway. As we're inside the final 4 minutes of the period. Here comes Shanks with the puck. Shanks puts the brakes on as he enters the zone. He'll send it in deep. Around the wall, Livingstone finds it. Centering pass for Cooling. Shot off the glove. Rebound. Shanks looking for it. It's going to be steer the corner off the defensive stick. There's a chance towards the slot. That will come free again. Livingstone on the side of the net will throw it on goal, but then that comes off, and that will stop play. Five seconds past 3:30 to go. 3:25 to be exact. Cooling and Livingstone will remain out there for this draw. Puck hits the ice, one back to the point. Cormier over to Shanks, back for Cormier. Cormier, who's on hat-trick watch on the Vitos blue line of 2 goals. Livingstone takes over up top towards the net. It's going to be picked off by Zwenfeld. He'll chip it over to the opposite wall. Comes free, neutralized. Zwenfeld will once again take over and throw it around the boards and deep. Here come the Vitos. Cormier drops it for Shanks. Shanks will chip it in the zone. Down low, Pearson will get hit into the boards by Fortin. That'll free up the puck. Pass will be kept in by Livingstone. Here's Tripp Livingstone. Shot, scores! Off the turnover. Number 19 for St. John with another goal. That will be his 55th point of the season. Livingstone goes low glove. Finds the twine. And it is a 6-3 lead for St. John. Puck dropped at center ice. 3-goal lead for the Vitos. So we're approaching the end of the second. St. John has possession. Put up ahead by McQuaid. It's going to be intercepted in neutral ice. Eventually sent in deep. Grant will play it behind his own net for Steves. Steves will throw it off the glass. Puck bouncing. O'Toole will play it down low off the shin pad of Belia. Belia will throw it towards the net. That's going to go off the side of the cage. Battle ensues in the corner for the loose puck. O'Toole gets pinned to the wall. 2 minutes to go in the period. Belia will chip it in deep. That'll make its way to the opposite wall. Comes free. Here's Cousins as he loses the puck. That'll be sent off the glass. Puck is bouncing right in front of us here in the booth. O'Toole and Learmouth looking for the loose puck. Pretty good view here of this battle right in front of us. That will come free for the Vitos. DDD pass finds Whitaker. He'll go inside the zone. 1.5 remaining in the second. Comes free for Moncton. Sent up ahead. Here comes Cousins. Cousins all alone. Shot! Can't get it off. That's going to be whistled down. Cousins cannot get a shot off there. He was definitely hooking the way through. James Sansford is livid on the bench, and I don't blame him. That was a clear penalty. So no penalty in the play. Moncton will send out Mazaral, Terrio, and Lance for this ozone draw late in the frame, looking to get back within reach. Here's Terrio, shot! Just misses the top corner. That was going to be kept in. Here's another chance towards the goal that will miss wide. Here comes St. John the other way. Ahern has the puck. Ahern will try and take it in wide as we're inside the last 60 seconds again of the second period. That's going to come free off the scrum. Mazaral has the puck. He'll get knocked off by Degla. That's going to come free but played offside, and that will stop play. A cold mid-February morning here in Rishi-Bacteau. It's 6-3 in the Battle of New Brunswick here in the U16 AAA League. Vitos are up by a trio of goals. That's going to be sent in deep. 40 seconds remaining in the period. That'll be played to neutral ice. Blais will send it back towards the zone. Malia out to play it. Is it for Godin? Godin looking for O'Hearn. Picked off. Here's Mazaral looking to center it. Mazaral trying to spin by the defender. Play down low for Lance. Pass in front. Terrio, fan of the one-timer. Good look in front for Moncton. As Wilson gets knocked out the puck by Mazaral with a hit. That's going to be played across. Terrio with 3 seconds to go will dump it in, and that's going to do it for the second period. So the Vitos score 4 goals in the period as opposed to the Thunderbirds 1. It's 6-3 heading to the third. You're watching the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League. I'm on Sports. Be back after the break. For the third period of play, you're watching the Moncton Thunderbirds and St. John Vitos. High about Sports U16 AAA. Third period about to get going. Live from the Chief Young Eagle Recreation Center in LC Pugtug, New Brunswick. One last look at the standings heading into Sunday. The Dukes sitting in first place. They don't play today, but the Highlanders do, who are in second. They are playing the Kings over in Port Hawkesbury. So Highlanders have a chance to take over first place. And they have a lot of games remaining as opposed to the other teams at the top. Highlanders have 7 games remaining, while the Dukes, Armada, and Vitos all have 4. So if the Highlanders can win a good chunk of their games, they will most likely finish in first place. Vitos looking to catch them. It's 6-3 here as we start the third period. And that will be dropped, and we are underway. As that will be played in the corner. Inside the Vitos zone, Moncton looking to get back in this game with a quick goal. They're down by 3. Battle ensues to the glove side of Malia. It's going to come free in the goal line. And that will be clear to the wall. Puck finds Cooling, looking for Livingstone. Livingstone will send it in deep. He has a goal in this game and an assist. Up to 55 points on the season is number 19 in black for St. John. That's going to be dumped back in the zone of the Thunderbirds. Chipped up ahead by Martin Carroll. That's going to be an icing call. 56 seconds into the third period. Dagla in for the draw against Fortin. Puck hits the ice. One back to the line. Here's Shanks. Shanks shot through the screen, will be off the pad of Blake Gallant. That'll make its way around the wall. Chamberlain looking to clear. That will be chipped out of the zone. Shanks retreats in his own end. Shanks up for Wilson, who will let it stick to the work and guide it into the zone. Here's Price. Price intercepted by Wilson. He'll send it back in deep. O'Shea back to retrieve it. O'Shea will chip it up for Matthews. Matthews will send it up for Nicholson. He'll chip it into the zone. It's going to come free towards the net. Vitos get possession. Once again sent off the glass as O'Shea will play towards the opposite wall. Dagla takes over. Dagla over to Shanks. Shanks up for Wilson. Wilson will send it in the opposite corner. Bounces off the wall for Blair. Blair will try and clear it. That's going off the skate and towards the Thunderbirds goaltenders. That's going to be played to the slot. Chance for Wilson. Bats out of midair. And that will be no goal. That is a clear high stick. Wilson's stick was well above the crossbar. It was a nice play by him, but illegal. So it will remain 6-3. Both referees were quick to make the call on that one. So they'll drop the puck neutral ice in front of the Thunderbirds bench. Exactly 2 minutes into the third. Cutler against Learmouth for the draw. Moncton gets possession off the face-off. Here's Ryan O'Connor. O'Connor loses it. Comes free for Arbo. Sent up for Cutler. Cutler will back him one into the opposite corner. That will be icing against St. John. Another whistle here. He'll drop the puck to the glove side. Number 30, Sam Malia for St. John. Cutler against Learmouth for the face-off. Puck hits the ice. Played back to the line. Steves for Moncton will send it corner as Godin will play it up the wall. Sent back in the zone. Godin, another chance to clear. Kept it at the line for a moment. That's going to be slapped back towards the Vitos end. O'Connor forced to retreat as puck ended up offside. As Learmouth will collect the pass and send it in deep. Takes a hit from Pearson. Here's Balia. Cycles it down low. Hit will free up the puck. Arbo sent up the boards. Finds Cutler. Cutler will try and dump it in. Picked off by Steve. Sent the other way. O'Connor gets taken down. That might be a penalty. Interference to call. It will go against Jake Garbo for St. John. So here comes the Thunderbirds power play. They scored on their last attempt off the stick of Alexandre Mazaral from the blue line. Another chance for them to get back within reach. Mazaral, Theriault, Blais, McNaughton, and Lance, the five out there for Moncton. Conversation between the referee and head coach James Sanford before they drop the puck. As they'll change the time to 7:15, or 17:15 rather. A few clock issues this morning. Here in LC Puck Tug, we're ready to go now. Mazaral against Growling. Puck is dropped. For Greeley, rather. Puck hits the ice. As that will be sent out of the zone. Blais back to retrieve it. He goes over to Theriault. Fans in the pass. Theriault will get it back and sends it back for Blais. There's Elliot Blais. Over to Kobe Theriault. Drops it back for Blais. Blais will play it around the wall. Theriault couldn't find it, poked away by Cormier. He was having himself a game on both sides of the ice. That is Noah Cormier. He has 2 goals for St. John from the blue line. Mazaral puts the brakes on as he enters the zone. Has it up top in the middle. Mazaral over across Theriault. One-timer kept out by Malia. Once again, number 9 and 7 connecting on the power play, but this time it stays out. It's no secret what they're looking for on the man advantage. Either a shot from Mazaral or Theriault. Puck hits the ice. It's going to be one back by the Vitos. Chance to clear, and they will do so. It's going to bounce off the wall. There's a little mishap by the goaltender trying to play the puck, but no harm, no foul. 1 minute has gone on the power play. Good job on the corner there from Pearson to hold the puck in deep. That's going to be a penalty behind the play. Blais and Pearson tangled up. Looks like they'll take both of them. Interference on one side. Looks like it's just one penalty. So it could be a 5-on-3. And it is. So Pearson, I thought they were taking both players there, but it's just Pearson for holding the stick. Livingstone asking for an explanation at center ice, but to no avail. So a 49 seconds of 5-on-3. A good look here for the Moncton Thunderbirds to get back in this game. As here's Theriault over to Mazaral. Mazaral drops it for Theriault. Theriault up top, back for Mazaral. Here's Alexandre Mazaral has a goal in this game already. Mazaral drops it up top for Theriault. Theriault back for Mazaral, back for Theriault. Theriault shot will go off the side of the net. That had a good look there. Trying to go past the glove side. Lance has it. Lance over to Theriault. One-timer, glove down. Malia makes the save, and Moncton will make changes. O'Connor, Learmouth, Cousins, Brickfeld, and Peters will head out there for Moncton. 15 seconds left in the 5-on-3. That's going to be cleared down. Gallant out to play it. Gallant up for Zwenfeld. Zwenfeld will get the line and send it in deep, and that's going to be intercepted and cleared down once again. That's now 5-on-4 for the next minute and 5 seconds. Zwenfeld will play it over. Comes free for Cooling, who will send it back in deep. Learmouth has the puck behind his own net, looking to break out in this power play. Sauce over, finds Zwenfeld. Zwenfeld enters his own on the right side, will push it to the corner, intercepted. Clearing attempt kept in. Here's Peters. This player's tangled up inside the zone. That's going to be cleared down. Gallant will send it off the boards. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor pass to the middle for Learmouth. This will be forced to circle back. Learmouth will backhand it in the zone. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Cousins. Backhands it in deep. Cousins has the puck in the corner. Looking to make a play in front. That's going to be off the stick, and Livingstone takes the pass from Cooling. 2-on-2. Drop pass. Cooling will one-time it just wide of the net. We're back to 5-on-5. 14 minutes left in the third period. Here's Dagla. Dagla will chip it in the zone. Zwenfeld finds it. Intercepted. There's a chance for St. John. Pass in front. O'Toole kept out. Net comes off. Good look there off the turnover in front of the net, but that one stays out. Puck dropped. Martin Carroll will play it through the middle. Comes free for Chamberlain. Chamberlain will guide it into the zone. Arbo battling for possession. There's a cycle pass trying to get it towards the goal off a skate. Battle in the corner. Comes loose. Here's Chamberlain. Plays up top. Blair will go D to D over to O'Toole. O'Toole will look to sift that way through. It's going to miss wide. Here come the Vitos the other way. Belia has it. Belia's shot will go off the stick. Rebound will come free in the slot for Moncton. They'll take it the other way. Here comes Fortin. Fortin through the middle of the ice will get hit, but he reverses his man on the way through. Puck in the corner. Chance for Whitaker to clear. Now we play to the boards. Sent out of the zone. There's another collision near the Vitos bench. O'Shea will play it up for Fortin, who chips it into the zone. 12.5 to go in the third. Here's Sam Whitaker up for O'Toole. O'Toole will get by Matthews. O'Toole plays over back for Whitaker. He'll get the blue line and send it in deep. Makes its way around the boards. O'Toole looking for the loose puck. Comes free for St. John. Here's O'Hearn over cross looking for Whitaker. That's going to bounce its way towards the goal. Kept out. Rebound. Sails past the skate of Dagla. But that will escape the zone. Back to retrieve it is Cormier. He'll guide it in the corner on the back check. Vitos regain possession once again. Here comes O'Hearn. So lose the puck and neutral ice. Nicholson will take over. Drops it for Peters. Over for Steves. Steves up for Matthews. Loses it in the forecheck. Vitos get possession. Here's Cutler. O'Hearn up top for Shanks. Shanks play to the wall. Cutler colliding with Matthews. Sent in deep. Here is Jacob Greeley. Down low for Cutler. Cutler centering pass will go off a stick of Nicholson. He'll play it down low for Peters. Peters up the wall. Shanks punching through. Keeps it inside the zone. It's still bouncing on the board. Seeing the blue line. Greeley finds it. Greeley will go skate to stick. Plays to the corner. Chips to the head. Cutler pass in front looking for O'Hearn in front. That will miss him. As McQuaid off the bench. Keeps it inside the zone. Here's O'Hearn. Gets taken to the boards by Steves. Here's Nicholson. Nicholson plays it back for Steves. Steves will throw it down the ice, and that will be icing. approaching the halfway mark of the period. 10:51 to go in the third. It's 6-3 for St. John. Cooling out there for the draw inside the Moncton zone. Puck hits the ice. One back. Here's Livingstone. Will play it between his legs down low. As they'll send out Wilson, Cooling, and Livingstone, the three top scorers for St. John. Here's Cooling, looking at by Steves. Nicholson takes the puck, sent up ahead. Moncton will chip it in deep. Shanks will retrieve it from behind his own net. There's Grayson Shanks up for Wilson. Wilson gets by Zwenfeld and makes another move, but poked off by Mazaral. Price back to retrieve it. 10:15 to go in the third period of play. Lance takes the pass. Both top lines out there for both teams. Theriault can't clear. So that will be played back in deep. As we're halfway through the third period now. Here's Lance centering, passing for Mazaral. Puck is bouncing. They try and whack it through. It's going to be kept out. There's a slash off from Zwenfeld, glove down by Sam Malia, and he'll stop play with 9:46 remaining on the clock in the third. Lance, Mazaral, and Theriault still out there. Vitos make a change on the forward front. There's a pass towards the goal, comes free in front. They shoot on. Malia just gets enough of that one. Great play in front of the net. There's another chance off the pad from the point shot from Zwenfeld. As Zwenfeld will get it back, sent back in deep. Finds Theriault, looking to center it. That will be fanned on. Arbo with a chance to clear. Zwenfeld holds the line. Sent back towards the net. Theriault corrals it. Theriault in the slot will shoot one towards the net. It's going to be fought off by Malia once again. Hit in the corner. Battle ensues. Here's Mazaral. Loses the puck. That's going to be flicked up and high, and that will bounce its way into the zone. Pearson looking to get it on net. Played out by Gallant. Here's Mazaral. Over to Price. Price will saucer it over. That will get through Lance, and that will go down the ice. Picked up by Arbo. Looking to find Pearson, and he does. Pearson trying to catch Moncton on a change. He'll let a shot go blocked by O'Shea. Played in deep. 8.5 to go in the third. That'll be sent up for Daigle. Daigle will play it in the corner. Comes free. Alexandre Daigle has the puck for the Vitos. Over for Cormier. Cormier's shot will go off a stick high and out of play. Cormier with 2 goals already this morning. Looking for his third for the hat-trick goal. That one will be deflected into the netting. Face off will be to the blocker side of Blake Gallant. Puck hits the ice. That's going to come free off the deflection. Sent in deep. Malia will leave it for Whitaker. That's going to come free in the corner. St. John looking to clear. That will just get out of the line. Here comes Whitaker pinching up ahead in the offensive rush. He'll get stable to the boards. Comes free. Here's Cutler towards the net as he gets taken off the puck. Cormier finds it. Shot low will be tipped wide. Here's a chance for Whitaker. The one-timer, and that's going to be deflected in. Another goal from the Vitos defenseman. That's 3 different goal scorers from the blue line for St. John today. Four of their 7 goals have come from the blue line. It is now 7-3. It's going to be one back. Cooling finds McQuaid. That will be deflected out of play. 7.5 remaining here in the third period. It's 7-3. Vitos lead by 4 in Rishi Bakto. A win will tie them with the Dukes for first place as of now, but the Highlanders are currently playing the Kings, so that could all change. Here's Steves. Saucer through the middle. Comes free for Livingstone. Livingstone with Cooling on the 2-on-1. Livingstone over to Cooling. One-timer kept out. As the two top scorers in the league on a 2-on-1. Blake Gallant makes the save. Puck dropped. Play behind the net comes free. Centering pass will be deflected out of the zone. Pass out of the corner. Glove down. Cooling has it. Hull played in deep looking for Greeley. Greeley battling with Steves for the puck. So the Kings and Highlanders just getting underway over in Port Hawkesbury. 0-0 is the score. Highlanders won last night to stay at the top of the standings or near the top. They're tied with the Armada for second right now, but a win would give them sole possession of first no matter what the score of this game is here. Here's Martin Carroll over to Chamberlain. We'll play it, and deep takes a hit from McQuaid. That's going to be played in the bench, and that will stop play once again. 6:22 to go in the third. It's a 4-goal lead for St. John. Three different defensemen for the Vitos scoring in this one. Sam Whitaker, Sutter McQuaid, and Noah Cormier, who has 2 goals. Puck hits the ice. There's a shot from distance. We blocked it away by Malia. Rebound came loose, but sent in behind the net. Vitos will look to move the puck up ice. That's going to be played free and neutral as Price will take over. He goes DD over to Zwenfeld. Looking to spring Matthews. That's going to go off a stick into the wall. This Godang will play it around the boards. Centering pass will be picked off by Zwenfeld. There's a hit on the wall. That will stop play. Injured player. As Travis Nicholson will get back to his feet. A little slow to get up, but he seems to be okay. He'll get assessed by the Moncton medical staff on the bench. No penalty in the play. Face-off will be right in front of the Vitos bench. Cousins in for the draw. Comes free. There's Cameron Wilson. Wilson will slow things down in his own zone. Played over. Sent up ahead. That will be no icing. Wilson finds it in the corner off the dump in. Puck sent back in deep as Balea takes a hit up high. Here is Wilson. He'll get taken down by Price. Zwenfeld. Played to the line. There's a shot from Godin. Will sail past the net. Approaching the final 5 minutes of regulation. There's a hit on the boards on Wilson. He's a little slow to get up himself. Puck comes free. There is a Hearn. The shot will be blocked. Wilson now back to his feet. He'll slowly make his way onside. As you can see him limping there, he's in a bit of discomfort. As here's Dagla sent up ahead, looking for Balea. Luke Balea avoids the check. He'll play it in deep. Moncton have it in their own zone. 4.5 to go. Here's Terriot. Will send it into the zone after deflection. Back to retrieve it is Sam Whitaker. Whitaker holds on to the puck. Will play it over for Dagla. Dagla through the middle. Looking for Pearson. That'll go off the backhand. Terriot takes over. Looking ahead for Lance as he couldn't find the puck. That'll be played in deep. Here's Blais. Blais will try and stretch it up ahead. Finds Mazaral. Over to Lance. Lance looking to center it. Comes free again. Lance shot off a stick and into the corner. As Mazahad will play to neutral ice, so we'll cycle it back in deep. Vitos will slow things down behind their own net. Pearson will take over. Pearson along the wall, enters the zone on the left side. Pearson through the middle. So that will come free in the crease area, but steered away by Mazahad. Penalty behind the play against the Vitos, and that's going to be touched up by St. John, and that will stop play. So Moncton will head back to the power play. Pearson is the penalized player. Learmouth in for the face-off against Alex Cutler. Puck dropped. Comes free in the slot. Played back in the Vitos corner on the near side. Kept in at the line. Stees will saucer it in the corner. McQuaid have a chance to clear. Kept in at the line by Peters. Peters play to the half wall. Finds Learmouth. Learmouth up top. The pass finds Stees. Stees shot through the screen, will be blocked on its way through. That will eventually be cleared down by the Vitos. 1:25 to go in the power play. Moncton has the puck. Here's Peters with it. Sent up. They enter the zone. Here is Learmouth. At the top of the circle now in the slot. Learmouth dishes it off. Back in front, tipped just wide of the net. Learmouth gets it back. Plays it up top. Here's Peters. Peters back for Learmouth. Back for Peters up top. Peters will shoot it off the shin pad. Comes free for Steves. Steves will try and play it towards the net. Hits a body on the way through. Up top, here's O'Connor. O'Connor back over for Steves. Pass across, looking for the back door. But good stick on the way through from Ahern. DVD pass, there's Steves again. Steves shot towards the goal, big glove down on Malia. He'll freeze play. 2:01 remaining in the third. 37 seconds to go in the power play. Hope you're enjoying our Sunday coverage here on High Button Sports. Regular season winding down. The Nova Scotia U18 major playoffs are well underway. Second round matchups now confirmed. As here's Feltin. He'll drag and shoot one, blocked. Rebound is kept out as well. Puck behind the net. 18 seconds to go in the power play. That's going to be cleared down the ice by the Vitos. Here's O'Shea. One last quick opportunity for the Moncton on this man advantage. Here's Price. As his pass will be intercepted by Belia. He'll send it in deep, and that's going to do it for the power play. Back to 5-on-5. It's still 7-3. 80 seconds remaining here in the third. There's a pass over to Pearson. Pearson will walk in. Shot low. Kept out off the pad. Puck in the corner. There's Belia. Belia will send it in deep. It's going to come free in the goal line. Here's Ahern towards the net. Comes free at the rebound. Belia had that bounce over him. As we're inside the final 60 seconds of the third. Here's Godin. Godin will be forced to play it up the wall. There's a hit on O'Shea right in front of the camera. That's going to be played towards the boards for Feltin. Drops it off for O'Shea. Sent through the middle. Martin Carroll will play it over. Here's Chamberlain. Shot will be blocked away. Rebound will be steered off the stick. Vitos have it. Sent back in deep by O'Shea. 25 seconds to go in this one. And that will be played off the netting, and that will stop play once again. So, looks like the Vitos will get 2 more points and be tied with the Dukes for first place. As I mentioned a few times, the Hounders are also in action today. They are at 44 points. If they get the 2 points against the Kings, they will take over sole possession of first. So we'll have to wait and see how that game plays out. Looks like this game will be in favor of St. John. Back-to-back wins this weekend for the Vitos. They won against the Valley Wildcats last night. Here's Matthews. Will try and play it towards the net. Picked off. Puck bouncing in the slot. That's going to be cleared down. Out to play as Gallant with 10 seconds to go. He'll negate the icing. Puck in the corner, and that is going to do it. So the Vitos get the win. Bit of a scrum at the final horn. But the final score will read 7-3. Both teams will be escorted off the ice. Sam Malia with the victory. A net for the Vitos. They now sit tied as of right now with the Dukes for first place overall in the league. But still lots to be decided. A few weeks left of regular season play before playoffs. These two teams will meet in the playoffs for the Battle of New Brunswick in the best 7 series. So thanks again for watching. My name is Mason tonight here at iButton Sports. Our coverage from LC Pug Talk will conclude with this one. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll see you